Hello everyone, how are you all? Hope you all are doing really good. So today in this video we will be discussing about IS curve and mainly the derivation of IS curve. Fine. So let us first begin with the basic concept of IS. So before starting IS curve we need to understand the investment curve. So here we take our I as I bar minus bi. See, earlier we used to study that I is independent of the rate of interest and our income, but here we consider that I depends upon the rate of interest and the income. See, that is why our equation is I bar. I bar is the autonomous part minus bi. Now what is b here? B is the responsiveness of change in investment due to change in interest. See, if our investment changes a lot due to change in a small change in interest, then our B is very large, which means that our investment is extremely sensitive to change in interest and vice versa. And I is the rate of interest itself. Now, if we plot this investment curve, it is downward sloping because of the negative relation between the rate of interest and our investments. So if our rate of interest is here, our investments will be less. Then if rate of interest decreases, our investment will increase. So it is a downward sloping curve. Fine. Now let us one more thing before that. See, earlier our y used to be c plus I plus g plus nx if it is a four sector economy. Fine. And then we used to write this as this c as c bar plus c into mpc times the disposable income. So mpc times the disposable income. The disposable income was y minus taxes plus transfers. And if our taxes were a part proportional to income, then we used to take ty. Fine. Then now our I will change here. See, this is the catch here. Our I will change to I minus bi. I bar minus bi plus g plus nx. All these terms are autonomous. So if we further solve this, our final equation which will form is that a bar, all the autonomous components which are c bar, g bar, nx bar, then here tr bar, all the autonomous terms will be together plus c times 1 minus t y minus bi. Fine. So this will be our equation. Now let us try to derive the IS curve. How do we derive the IS curve in this situation? So for the derivation of IS curve, this we are taking two graphs one below the other. So see, now this line, it represents, one second. So this is our 45-degree line which represents y is equals to AE. Now let us consider that initially this was our aggregate expenditure curve. Aggregate expenditure 1. See, now our aggregate expenditure, in case if we look here, if our y will be 0, this intercept will be a bar minus bi1. We'll take I1 here. See, we consider that this is on this curve, we take a particular rate of interest. Fine. And we mark it with blue here. Now, if consider that this at this rate of interest, this is our aggregate expenditure and this is the line of y is equals to AE. Fine. So here we get our equilibrium point. Equilibrium point here. This is our equilibrium point at I rate of interest. Now let us consider that our interest rate falls. So if our interest rate falls, we studied just now that the investments and the interest rate are inversely related. That if the interest rate falls, then the investment will increase. Now because of the increase in investment, we are sure that our this intercept a bar minus b I1, this will also increase because our investments are increasing, so this component also must increase. Fine. So our line AE1 will shift upwards. So let us shift it. Fine. Now this is our A bar minus BI2. Why I2? Because it is at the lower rate of interest. Fine. Now if we bring it downwards here, and this is our at I2, this is our equilibrium point, right? This is the equilibrium at I2, this at I. Now if we join both these points, this is our IS curve. So I hope you understood the derivation of IS curve. It shows that if the interest rate falls, then due to that our autonomous this intercept, it will increase and it will shift upward, and the level of income will also increase. Fine. This was our initial level of income and this is our new level of income. So here we can write our income on x-axis. So we were initially here and then we increased to here. Fine. And here interest. We need to label the graph also. It is also important. Now let us study when will the IS curve, it will shift rightwards. See, this was movement along the IS curve because of changes in interest. Now what happens, when can our IS curve shift rightward? Now let us try to understand that part. So for that we first make two graphs. Now see here, this is our y is equals to AD, this is our A bar minus B I1, and this is our interest rate I1. Now in case, see, if we do not reduce the rate of interest, our interest rate, it neither reduces or it neither increases. In that case, if our autonomous component increases, for example our government expenditure increases, or there is a rise in consumption, or autonomous investment increases, in all those cases what will happen, see, in all those cases our this component will increase, right? This will increase, A bar 2 minus BI. Fine. Our rate of interest is but same. So here if we plot this, y dash right. So here at I rate of interest, this was our IS1, and since our income has increased but our rate of interest remains the same, so we'll get a rightward shift in our initial IS. So this will be, just a second guys, let me, so this will be our IS2. Fine. So this is the case in which our IS curve shifts rightward. So from y to y dash, our income increased at the same rate of interest. So this is the shift in IS. Now let us understand what are the factors which affect the slope of IS. Fine. So we have covered a lot till now. So now the slope of IS. Slope of IS curve. So now for understanding the slope of IS, what we need to do is that, see, the slope of IS, it depends upon two things. First, it depends upon the B, which is the responsiveness of the investments to the rate of interest, and secondly it depends upon our alpha G, fine, which is the multiplier. So let us first understand alpha G, because it is better and it is much more complex than B. So let us consider that here also we have two graphs. Fine. So see, just like earlier we are making. So here is a catch. Here we'll make two AE curves. This is AE1, and this is AE. Just a second, guys. This is our AE2. So what we are doing here is that here we are considering that our, let us suppose here our MPC is 0.2 and here our MPC is 0.4. Fine. So we are considering that AE1 has smaller MPC as compared to AE2. Now this will be our rate of interest. Fine. Now suppose that our rate of interest it falls from I to I dash, I1 to I2. Let us consider this. So what will happen with the fall in rate of interest? We know that these curves, they'll shift upwards. Fine. There will be a upward shift in them. So let us plot the equilibrium now. So here this right here, this is our consider for 1 second, guys, this should be extended a little. So here also we'll take it down, we'll take this also down. Fine. And let us make a line through this point also. Then we'll see the graph. See, what happens is that in this case, this point and this point, these are the points which represents our aggregate expenditure with smaller MPC, that is MPC 0.2. Fine. Now let us plot this. So this will be somewhat like this. Fine. Now this point here and this point, it is for MPC is equals to 0.4 for the greater MPC. Let us plot with some other pen. So if we plot this, we'll get something like this. So what do we see? That as MPC is less, our IS is cheaper, and as MPC is more, IS is flatter. Fine, guys. So this was for the slope of IS curve. Fine. So these were the important. And for B, what will we do? For B, so when our B is large, our IS is flat, and when B is small, our IS is steep. Fine, guys. So you can plot this on graph, you will easily understand this. So this was it for this video. If you found any doubt or you did not understand anything, so you can comment, and I hope this video